Hello and welcome back to Melbourne Airport and of course Airport CEO. Where we last left off, we've had our first flight take off from the brand new Melbourne Airport, and what a sight it was. But we noticed a couple things. Firstly, this large hangar does not work. I think maybe our taxiways aren't technically wide enough for large aircraft. At this point, I'm not going to worry about that too much because we honestly just don't have the room to expand our taxiways any further. We really are using like most of the map. But what we can potentially do, and I haven't tested this, is if we grab taxiway foundation, we can't. We have no money. So the other thing that happened is we are $291,000 in the hole. So that's just going to have to be how it is for the moment, unless... And I think this is actually something we should do anyway. I'm going to take this 1.7, 410 might be enough. Let's take this $410,000 loan and then we can try and fix this up. So what I'm hoping is we can sort of build a little bit of a loop here for our large aircraft. So I believe this has to connect to there, and then we need a taxiway path up to there. And then they can sort of just take a little bit of an extended route if we do something like this and bring it down. It's not where I wanted it. That's fine. We'll leave that there. It's going to get built eventually anyway. And then we have this come in this way. So they can sort of come back out and run back in this way, or come in and join in there. And we potentially will extend this out as well. If we grab our planning tool and say make this another 2 at 2, we'll have like a little turning area for our large hangar. The other thing I noticed as I was investigating this, you can actually set the large hangars to be allowed to be used by medium aircraft as well, which is kind of nice. I didn't realize that. But we do have the medium hangar down here anyway, so it's not really a big deal. The first thing we need to do in this episode is grab ourselves some more contracts. So we currently only have a contract with Qantas. We are going to need many, many more if we want to fill out our flight schedule. So let's jump into contracts, offered contracts, and I would like nicer airlines. The 1-stars don't particularly interest me. I'm thinking things like Olympus Organization. I know EasyJet, I've heard of them. I would like ones that I've heard of, but that's not always going to be possible. The other quintessential Australian airway is Jetstar. They have medium and large, so we can sign a contract with them. They don't have a ton of planes though. We have American Airlines, Pioneer Australia. I haven't heard of them either. I guess they're an Australian airline. Never heard of them. We have Qantas Link, which has a bunch of medium ones. We should probably sign some more Qantas. Let's have a look. Do we have anything else that I recognize right off the bat? We really don't have a lot of airlines in Australia. We have Virgin. This is Virgin Retro. I imagine there's also a normal Virgin. Yeah, there is. They only have medium flights though, so we'll go for the Retro ones. They have some large flights. We also have Rex in Australia. They only have small and medium though, so I'm not going to worry about taking those for right now. How many is that? If we filter by airlines, that's 4 airlines. We probably want like 7 contracts, to be completely honest with you. Let's take some of the bigger ones. This is a 4-star. Take it. Zoom sounds like a cool airline. They don't have a lot of large planes though. I want some more with large. Here we go. Let's take Olympus. And what about Tulip? They have a lot. Yeah, why not? Let's sign with them. And then we can jump back into our flight planner. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we'll let that run for a bit. Let the auto planner do its job. And hopefully start actually making some money so that we can finish out this beautiful airport that we actually designed. Because right now it's a little bit ramshackle, especially the entrance part, and the staff rooms leave a lot to be desired, to be completely honest with you guys. So If you've been around this channel for any amount of time, you know what's about to happen. I'm going to jump into a quick little time lapse as that all gets sorted. I'll try to equalize my staff as well. It looks like we still need some more security officers, but everything else looks like it's doing all right. We might grab a couple more ramp agents as well, but otherwise, we should be pretty good. So jump into a time lapse as things get sorted here. Sounds like we have an emergency on our hands if I just clear all of these notifications out. Oil crisis is over. And we have aviation flight HK125 weight class medium experiencing a weather warning emergency and requires unspecified assistance. Thankfully, we should have enough room to get these guys in. If we go to our emergency tab, we should be able to get them in right about there. Confirm that, get them landing and dealt with. We do have the auto planner set to 90-minute separation. I'm hoping that's enough to be able to squeeze some stuff in here, but it might not be. But we'll see. We'll see. If we need to adjust that later on, we can. And wow, that aircraft is large. And we are blocked by a cow. So if this cow could please move. Excuse me, Mr. Cow. You need to get off our runway, please. We need to definitely build some fences at some point. Excuse me, there's a plane. It's trying to get past you. Excuse me, sir. Sir, can you please move? Sir. But yeah, these taxiways, now that I'm looking at it, should definitely be like 9 wide instead of 5 wide. But like I said, we're using up so much of the room, I don't think that's going to be an option for us. It sort of just is what it is, and I hope you guys can deal with that immersion breaking situation. This cow really is just bugging this plane though. Come on, cow. You can do it. There you go. And we'll make sure that our... Oh, excuse me. Our large aircraft are also working. They should be. People coming out. Our airport is getting quite busy at this point. We have people coming into this. Yeah, everything's working absolutely perfectly. How's our staff doing? We still need some more ramp agents, please, and thank you. Reject, hire, reject, hire, 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 hire. Someone said to move this so that I can only hire the good people. The only problem with that is you only have a limited amount of applicants at any one time. And if you do this, while you can't see them, they're still there. And unless you reject them, someone new won't apply. So that's why I'm keeping it the way that I am keeping it. But it looks like everything is working the way we want it to. Weather emergency has been resolved with 100%. Perfect. This is working really well. I love it. The next thing I want to do is go ahead and grab contracts for each of our shops again, because they all did lapse, even though they did bring us in a little bit of money in the short term. So I'll jump through here and do all of that real quick, and we'll be back in a little bit. I believe that is all of our shops open as soon as they get some staff in. The other thing that I do want to do is close this up, because currently all our passengers are walking directly through this airport lounge, and that's not what I want at all. So we're going to remove this door and replace it with a wall, and also remove this desk here. Potentially we could put in another buffet table. Yeah, we can absolutely fit in another buffet table there as soon as this has been demolished. Which doesn't seem to be happening. Please be demolished. And actually, no. Cancel that, cancel that. We're going to remove this one instead. Because up here, these guys, if you're already up here, you have this one to check into, or you have this one, and I think that's it. But if you're down here, you would have to walk all the way around. So I'd rather have the entrance to this lounge be on this side, and that should work out a little bit better. So we'll remove these two, put another buffet table in there, and get that sorted that way instead. I think that's going to be nicer. And wow, that's a busy terminal. The self-check-in desks are pretty slow, but that's why we have so many of them. And We should see our contractors coming up to deal with this in just a second. Looks like we are now officially making money, which is great to see. I was worried that we wouldn't be, but we are, so that is fantastic. That has been demolished, so we can now add back in a wall here so people don't walk through there. And, oh, of course it did. Of course it did. It removed our check-in desks even though we told it not to. Put that back in there and grab our buffet table and put it in. Oh, this is no longer a lounge either because it removed the information desk. Perfect. Just what we want to see. That is now a lounge again. Buffet table in there. And that should be good to go. This can be open. This can be any airline and is open. This is any airline. This is any airline and we should be good. Everything is open and running. Our passengers are sprawled out all over our airport. Our security is struggling. We might have to increase our security because this is a little bit chaotic and I think we need some more. Yeah, we just need more. I mean, it doesn't take too long for a single person to get through, but so many people are waiting. These large aircraft have so many passengers on them. With that said, I'm kind of curious how our shops are going to do. I think they should be pretty good in terms of getting the sales that they need. Looks like this is closed. Oh no, it's just darker and we don't have staff in there. Why do we not have staff in there? The only thing we've got a shortage of is janitors. Oh, there they go. There they go. Now it's open. So everything is open and working. This is all working down here. People are doing the baggage things. I don't know what these guys are doing. But we'll just leave them to do their thing. That'll be fine. I think it's a little bit weird that this is a staff room. Connected to this. We should probably consider making this smaller. But like I said, we'll redo our staff rooms at some point. Looks like our baggage scanning is working, which is fantastic. And yeah, everything looks good. Our schedule is pretty much full. Most of the airlines kind of hate us, but that is what it is. Yeah, this is nice. We have currently 25 flights a day. We can have up to 200, so we are good in that regard. We basically just need to save up some money at this point and get some stuff happening. Looks like our... Holy moly, that's a busy baggage bay. That's a lot of people. And what is happening down... Oh, I know what I forgot to do. I always forget to put in crosswalks. So let's go for a crosswalk there, and that should fix that problem. Grab ourselves some sidewalk. Go from there, add that in, and that should fix that problem. Now people can move across the street. Alrighty. It's looking okay. I'm not too sad about it. I think it's working. Would it be a thing if we added a wall? No, it wouldn't be. I thought maybe we could add a wall to the back of this, but this doesn't line up. That's in the middle of two tiles, so no, we cannot do that. But we are making money, so that is the thing that we needed to have happen. It looks like we are having a little bit of congestion on our runway, but not too much, honestly. It's actually pretty good. If we opened up this stand, it might be a little bit quicker because our medium planes can take off from this point. They wouldn't have to taxi all the way up. So I think we might end up doing that first. We got to build planned objects mode, build that and build that. Build that and build that. These ones are actually entirely unnecessary because these are for small planes and we don't have any small planes. So let's get rid of those and do that instead. And that should make everyone happy. Let everyone get off the runways just that little bit quicker. And we can edit this taxi path so that it doesn't connect to the end. And that should be good. And down here we can just remove this little section as well. And that should make it a little bit quicker. We just need to make sure these are one way in the correct direction. like so, and that should be good. This honestly should probably be perpendicular as well, but we're going to leave it the way it is. I think it's fine, just like that. And so, yeah, I'm going to let the game run for a little bit here. We'll watch our planes coming in, taking off, doing all the things they want to do. And then we'll come back and we'll start working on the services here. Actually, no. No. Before we do all of that, we need fences. Because these cows are messing with us. I'm going to run the game until it's morning so I can actually see. And then we'll build some fences around our airport. That is our entire airport fenced in. I do have some gates up here for where the construction people are coming in. The only other place I'm going to need to add gates potentially, well, it probably doesn't even need them, but I'll add them anyway. We'll just have some like at the ends of each of these pedestrian paths. That way, if they ever need to get in through there and work on this, they can. Otherwise, they should be pretty much set to go. And we'll throw these in. The last one here. And that should work just fine. And we'll add in one right there as well. Do have a cow there. This isn't all going to technically work just yet because our terminal isn't actually completely built and fenced off. But it's going to be better than nothing, I believe. So they'll get that built. We now have like 100 grand left. Looks like we are losing a little bit of money. Oh, no, we did make $377 in the last hour, so that's something. We also had a power surge, but we're not particularly concerned about that. And 13 unread emails. I really wish you could turn off the economy reports and operations reports. I mean, I know you can, sort of. If you go into the executive committee, we can... Where is it? One of these guys... Here. The CFO unlocks the ability to set airport fees and reduces corporate tax by 25%, enables economy reports. So if we fired the CFO and the CEO, because these guys do the operation reports, we would technically be able to turn off those reports, but the problem is we would also lose all their other benefits. So, you know, it sort of is what it is. I think we can also filter them out somehow, but that's fine. We'll just deal with it. Oh, accidentally rotated the game. There we go. So things are running pretty smoothly, apart from the fact that our taxiways are nowhere near wide enough for our large aircraft, which is sort of just is what it is. And I hope you guys don't mind that too much. No one seemed to mention anything when I was building this that they were not going to be wide enough, so hopefully you won't mind. Otherwise, everything else seems to be working pretty smoothly. We now see the medium aircraft turning off a little bit earlier, which is going to cut their turnaround times down by just a little bit. And that should be good. So I'm going to let this run for a day or two while we hopefully build up some money. And just check that all our shops are still open, and they are. How are they doing in terms of sales? This one's struggling. They might get there. Struggling. Struggling. Yeah, they're all going to struggle a little bit, aren't they? Yeah, we just have... I think we have too many. I think we have just a couple too many. But I wanted them near the stands. So, I mean, there's a chance that some of these guys will hit their targets. If not, we can always reduce them down to lesser quality contracts. And the lesser quality contracts generally require less sales per day to work. Yeah, we're kind of making money, but not a ton. I think we need to go into our economy and fees and turn back everything back up to just before it hits red. Otherwise, we are going to be here forever trying to save up to actually build the rest of this airport. Once the whole thing's built, we should have no problem turning these all back down again. But for right now, I think we should probably turn them all up. Especially until we can get the rest of our services in, which will make us a little bit of extra money. But that's fine. I'm going to do one more thing here. I'm going to set this middle security checkpoint to be staff only. Because I feel like our staff are currently struggling to get through security. And the other thing I want to do is add more of these. So how wide is this? That's 10 wide. So yeah, we're gonna have a little bit of a gap there. Unless we can do like, we did 20. Yeah, let's do that instead. We'll add in another 4 of these. The exits are gonna be a little bit more packed, but I think that's gonna work out better in the long run, just because the queues here are a little bit insane. So we'll demolish all of that. It also looks like I've noticed we've got a little bit of a desire path going on here. They're ignoring these top travelators. I am wondering if it would be worth grabbing ourselves in the terminal tab the large walker later and running it up here instead, just so that they have to be on it. And I don't hate that idea. I think that might be worth doing in the long run. But I want to do potentially a stream when I get back from holidays, because either this or the next video will be the last video I can make before I go on holidays. So I'm thinking as soon as I get back, which is going to be around the 14th, so probably stream on like the 16th or something, I want to do a big stream where we sort of decorate this entire airport, figure out the layout and design, and potentially make that the finale, depending on how this goes. We are making a pretty decent chunk of money, so if we can get all of this built and operational, there really isn't a lot else that I want to do with this airport other than decorate it and make it look absolutely fantastic. So that's potentially what I'm thinking, but we'll have to see. Let's go ahead and grab some more large security checkpoints and throw them in on either side of these. They'll have a little bit of less room to leave, but it's going to be fine. The other thing we could have potentially done is move these two over and had the exits in the center. I think that would have made more sense in terms of passenger flow, but it's not too bad how it stands. It's not too bad. One thing I do kind of want to do is I'm seeing all of the people coming out of this terminal here. Oh, we just had an emergency. What was this? Dangerous baggage. Twice. Security breach. I think that might be just because we don't have enough security guards to monitor this, because everything seems to be working. I am seeing that this potentially isn't catching anything, but that is what it is. We definitely need more security, that's for sure. And I've forgotten what I was talking about before, so I apologize about that if I was on a tangent about something and I completely forgot. But yeah, live stream when I get back is the plan. And this is also very crowded because our terminal is not full at all. And yeah, we need more security, even more. All of the security, please. I imagine that's all we're missing, and janitors. You guys love when I hire janitors. Let's just grab a bunch of those guys. And security officers. Hire. And then come in and train all of our staff back up. Spending a lot of our money training staff and hiring staff, but we got everyone back a little bit faster than I actually expected we would. I thought this would take much longer. So we'll leave this run for a little bit and then we'll hire some more security again. It should be fine. I also need to build the queues here, but we don't have the whole room laid out yet, so we can't do that just yet. But hopefully everything goes well. I'm going to leave this to run a little bit of a time lapse, make some money, and then we'll get our services up and running. Alright, with 160,000 in the bank, I believe we can at least turn on our garbage and get that built. That really wasn't that expensive. We potentially can build our catering depot as well as all this concrete to just make that look a little bit nicer. And the other thing I want to add concrete to is over here. Just like so and like so to make that look a little bit tidier and a little bit more centered. We'll get all of that built up. And once these are built, we'll go ahead and hire our vehicles I believe that's all the buildings we need for that. We need catering depot and a waste depot that don't require anything else, so that should be absolutely fine and good to go. The other thing we could potentially add is our bird strike prevention, because we do not have that just yet. Looks like we just had an electrical outage, which is always fun. Let me just figure out where I want these to go. If I grab, what can I use to measure? I can use this to measure. So these runways are 151 wide, which means 75 is going to be the center, I believe. But I want, how many do I want? Probably 4 along this, right? So, oh, we'll do 3. If I go to 175, that should be the center there. Build one either side. And this is now 77. And this is 73, so that's completely in the wrong place. Oh, we have a center here. This is the center. Okay, so remove that. That should be the center. That is now 75. And that is now 75 because I misclicked. And then from there, half of 75 is a number. Half of 50 is 25 plus 7. So what's that, 32-ish? That seems wrong. Let's try it. That is now 31. And that is 43. So yeah, I wasn't even close. I'm not good at maths. Not good at quick maths. What was that? That was 35 and 39. Really? I was way off. Go for there, maybe? That seems too far. 40. Yeah, that's wrong. That 37, 36 and 38. So there. God. I should have time-lapsed this so you didn't have to see. There's the center. So that is a gap of 37. Wait, where was that to? 37 and then the center. Oops. 37. There and there. That should be evenly aligned. Now we can jump in to this. Runway upgrades and build bird strike prevention. I'm going to go 1 in each of these, and then we're going to have to massively increase the radius. Unless we also add 1 at the end. Yeah, let's add 1 on both ends as well. Do it by 5. That should be fine. And then jump back into our terminal tool and demolish these markers. And that should be good to go. We'll let them build that and get that set up and running while we wait for everything else as well. Our catering depot has arrived. We will restock at 50%, and I'm not sure if this is going to keep up, especially once we build the other side of the terminal as well. But we'll see. We'll go into vehicles and we'll purchase vehicles. We want to have... what's that in? Aircraft? Yes. We want... How many catering trucks do we think we need? We have 7 stands. Let's go for 4 catering trucks to start with and see how that does. And I also want 4 cabin cleaning trucks, but that's not going to work yet because we haven't built this. Now we have... Actually, we might go for 7 of these and assign these to each stand. And I think I'll do the same thing with my catering trucks. Just to make sure that we always have enough and we don't have to worry about it. Just have to wait for this to load now. And order 3 more of those. And as soon as they all arrive, we'll go ahead and assign them to the respective places. Also now realizing that I don't like the look of this. Let's go 1 more, just so that it looks a little bit better. That should be good. Eventually we might fill this whole thing in with concrete, but for now that'll be fine. And we have a whole bunch of things. Railbound outside world connection is experiencing a signal failure, so subway is not currently working. But that is fixed already. We just have... Nope, that's done. Perfect. If we jump back into our vehicles and our vehicle overview, we can filter by aircraft. And the cleaning trucks we are going to assign... Well, okay, I guess we can't. Well, let's just go with 4 then. rather than 7. We'll go with 5. Go with 5. Sell 2 of them. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Still waiting for a couple of our catering trucks to come in. We can assign our cleaning trucks to the T3 depot for the moment, just because we can't assign them directly to the stand, which is a little bit annoying. I would rather have one for each stand, but it is what it is. And I can't do the same thing with the catering trucks either, so they can all just be assigned to this depot. I believe we have enough room in there to get this done. T3 depot, T3 depot, T3 depot. I believe everyone is assigned. It would be nice if you could filter for unassigned vehicles, but that is not a thing. Yeah, everyone is currently assigned, which means we can now go into our operations and enable cleaning. Catering. We need a supplier for catering. I'm surprised we don't need one for waste collection, but that's fine. Offered contracts. We can come in here and say we want catering. And let's just have a look at the 5 stars. We have 59 cents, 76 cents, 67 cents. Any of the 4 stars good? That was 53, that was 59, so 53 is pretty good. 28 cents, but they don't deliver very much. 26, 23. No, they deliver heaps. These guys are amazing. They're only 3 stars, but they're fantastic. I don't know what the stars actually mean for the catering, whether or not the catering as a 3-star will not service anyone that's above that, like an airline contract that's not above that. I'm not sure. You guys could let me know in the comments about that. Otherwise, this seems perfect. 28 cents per delivered food item, and they'll deliver 2,300 at a time. I'm going to go ahead and sign that and jump back into operations and say aircraft catering is now enabled. We aren't going to worry about de-icing. I did a little test and it didn't seem necessary whatsoever. That should be good. That should be good. Everything should be up and running. We should now have a little bit more money coming in from our services, which are all hooked up and running. Next up, I think I would like to get this building finished. Like the whole thing, before we move on to building out a secondary terminal, just so that we have some more room. I also really need to build a bathroom in here somewhere, probably like right up here in the middle would be a good place to have that. And yeah, so I'll let this run for a little bit longer. We'll get like 250,000 in the bank, and then we'll extend this out a little bit and potentially also deal with our terrible staff rooms that we currently have running at the moment. Alright, while we're here, and we have about 178,000, so we could probably get started on that other project now. We'll just extend the range of these. Power output 65 watts seems to cover both of the runways absolutely perfectly, with 5 total, so that is perfect. Now I'm going to jump into a little bit of a time lapse as we extend this out a little bit more and throw in some bathrooms and also redecorate these staff rooms because they are absolutely abysmal right now. Be right back. Alright, that seems like a little bit nicer of a staff room for our staff to work out of. We have so many people in this airport. We only have one of our satellite terminals open and we already have 1,600 passengers in our airport. We also are always requiring more janitors. It looks like we are lacking some ramp agents as well. So we'll go ahead and hire a couple more of those. If I could extend that out. Reject, hire everyone. And of course, we also need some janitors. So let's grab all the janitors we can. We are making money at a pretty decent rate though. I know this says we only made 2,200 in the last hour, but it sort of fluctuates because we have such a large gap between our flights. Obviously, we could fit a few more flights in here if we really wanted to. All of our airlines are really quite happy with the services we're providing right now, though. And our overall rating is 85%. Looks like baggage correctly destroyed is really low. So I think I might have messed something up. Baggage correctly scanned in the tier 3 scanner. Recent, very suspicious baggage correctly scanned by a tier 3 scanner conveyor belt scanner. Improved by routing very suspicious baggage rejected by a tier 2 scanner through a tier 3 scanner. Decreases if baggage accepted by a tier... Okay. So it looks like we might have messed up something with our tier 3 scanners here. Let me turn on conveyor belt system and check this. It looks like it's good. Everything coming out of here is getting scanned by the tier 3. And if it's bad, it gets rejected. And if it's good, it goes through. So that should be working. Is it just an issue that we don't have enough staff? Like, we have a surplus of security officers, but no one's down here. There they go. I'm gonna hire a couple more security staff just to see if that fixes our problem. But I'm not seeing an issue with our setup in general. Because if we turn this on, coming through tier 1, going through all the tier 2s, if it's bad, it goes through the tier 3. If it's still bad, it goes to destroyed. And if it's not, it goes underground. Let's just run this until we see some baggage come through and then we'll slow it down and see what's happening. Okay, so we have some baggage coming through. These are all fine. As soon as we see one that gets rejected, this bag gets rejected and comes through. Can we actually click on that? It looks like we can. Scanned, manual scan. Contents potentially guns. It is rejected. Contents definitely guns. This one was good. Content perfume. So that's fine. And it goes through. So that should be working just fine. These explosives. These guns. These have question marks. Does anything get rejected through here? Is my question. Speed this up a little bit and see if anything gets rejected through this tier 3 scanner that is connected only to our tier 1 and anything good that came out of these ones. Does this actually pick anything up? Toys, and that's like 100% definitely got toys in it. There's a potential that if we get a false positive here, then this fixes that. So I think this is optimal. Decreases if non-dangerous baggage is destroyed. Okay. Let's check all these. Clothes, candy, toiletries. Does anything get rejected here? No, and no. They're all good. Mostly just curious if this one catches anything ever. Looks like we are now manned though. We do have a weight class medium that needs to land, and I'm not 100% sure if we can get that to happen on these ones here, potentially. No, we might have to just ignore that. We're going to have to open up a medium stand at some point that we can deal with these. But for right now, it looks like that is not an option. And that's why we have the emergency terminal available. But I guess they're just going to have to be turned away. Can I reject them? I don't think so. They're just going to have to deal with it. Let's speed this up. And I'm just going to run a little bit of a time lapse while we make some money. And I'm just going to check that this is all working the way that it should be. We've had some. This says that it just has clothes in it, but it's going to be destroyed. Scanned, yes. Just clothes. But it will be destroyed. And it picked up a couple, but I didn't get to pause it in time. Here's another one. This is wine? Why is this bad? He's going to the bathroom. And now it's not doing the right things, right? Is that how this works? It says toys. It says souvenirs. So I think it is. I think it's when these guys go to the bathroom, they don't come back. And that might be because our travel time from here to our staff rooms is too far. And that's not good. These ones should be okay. These should be alright. And at this point we can now demolish this one. And we'll fix this one up too. And I want to put a bathroom down here for our staff to use. But I think that's the only problem, is that we don't have people here, because I think this is giving false negatives now that no one's operating it. And this guy's gone to the bathroom as well. Our rating is currently at 41%. And it dropped dramatically when those guys left. And I imagine now that they're back, it will pick back up. Yeah, now we're at 59% and climbing. Okay, okay. So that's interesting. So we definitely need a bathroom down here. Let me go ahead and rearrange this. For now, I'm going to demolish most of this staff room and rebuild it with something else. And I can also demolish everything in here, because I'm just going to copy and paste this one over this side, because this is much nicer of a staff room. We've got vending machines. We've got some places for them to sit and eat if they want to. Plenty of desks, and that should be fantastic. But this really needs a bathroom, like ASAP. That should be a little bit better. We now have a bathroom for these guys to use if they need it. This is now open and available for anyone who needs to get in there. And that should work out a whole lot better, I think. What's your problem? You can't leave the secure zone? Who are you? Why can't you leave? Are you a passenger or what? Not opening up his thing, so I think that might just be a bug. Because everyone else seems fine. And this zone should now all be staff zone as well. Just to make sure that is working. That might have been their issue. They seem to no longer have an issue. They are an employee. They should absolutely be able to leave. Be able to come up here and come out of the terminal this way. That's interesting that they can't, and I'm not 100% sure why. But yeah, I think I don't know how to fix this unless we make our security, like our baggage security, be like underneath here potentially somewhere. Is maybe a way that we can fix that, but we'll keep an eye on it. Maybe just adding this staff room and this bathroom right next to it will make this a little bit nicer. Because I would like security to be in both this room and these rooms, so that security can come into here, but also get down to here without too much drama. And we might need to add some travelators along here so that they can get to their designated areas just that little bit quicker. Let's try adding that in first. And hopefully that helps sort out our problems a little bit. How long is the large? Large isn't too bad, but I think I will just go with the smalls along here. And we'll try and center this somewhere there should be good. And we can copy and paste that down this way. And just leave a gap of 3 in between each so they can jump off when they need to. Actually, I should probably line these up these as much as we can. How long is the medium? Is the medium too long for this? I think it will be. Yeah, the medium's too long. So we'll go for the small and copy and paste the one that we already have. And just basically throw it in the middle of those. And that's going to just have to be good enough. It'll help a little bit. It won't help a ton, but it'll help it a little bit. That'll also help the bag agents, whoever need to come out and deal with the baggage on these planes as well, get to the things that they need to get to a little bit quicker. This might be a long episode at this point too, by the way. We've been recording for an hour and 12 and there really haven't been that many time lapses apart from waiting for a little bit of cash to come in. Everyone seems a little bit happier out here now though, and that's good. It looks like they haven't finished building the staff room just yet. This is good to go. Plenty of staff rooms to go around. And we're making good amounts of money at this point. I'm not sure where these bonuses are coming from. If anyone knows the answer to that question, I would love to know the answer. Because we keep seeming to get bonuses and I don't know why. Would that be because of these? No, these have all lapsed. This one's good. Oh, it's just nighttime. We'll see how these are going once the day comes around again. I believe these open at like 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, so this one's definitely lapsed, but we'll see how many of them have. Looks like the lounges also close at night, which is interesting to note as well. Alright, looks like most of our shops are actually doing okay. It's just these two here that have closed, and that sort of makes sense when you think about it, because realistically, if you're waiting over here, you're going to go to this one because it's closer. And if you're over here, you're going to this one. This one's a little bit of a walk, but we can potentially grab some lower tier contracts. Like these guys only need, where is it, 35 sales for a bonus. So we can definitely accomplish that. I would rather have someone with 2 stars. Oh, we have some 5-star ones that I haven't seen before. We have Swarovski in here. They only need 105. That's potentially something we can do. And we don't have any 5 stars yet, so that might make these a little bit more popular. And we can have Chanel in here as well. They only need 105, and they're going to give us some good money for that as well. So we'll bring both of those guys in. That should hopefully increase our money even further. The bonuses aren't from the sales, right? That would all be in here? Yeah. So I have no idea what those bonuses are. Even a little bit. No idea. But that's fine. We're making money and things are going well. I think we might end up wrapping this video right about here. And I'm going to do my best to get one more video out before I go away so you guys won't even notice that I'm gone. The videos might be spaced a little bit differently. They might be like 4 days apart instead of 3, but I mean, by the point you're seeing this video, you'll already know that. So yeah, that's going to be it for this one. If you're enjoying the series, hit that like button, make sure to subscribe, become a member if you can. And until next time, happy building, happy flying. Bye guys.